A little over a month ago, Funimation released two polls regarding versus battles in the Black Clover series. Both these results I thought were blatantly wrong, and we will be going over one of those polls, and that is Veto versus Ladros. And I might go over the other poll of Magna and Luck versus Ladros in a different video. Let me know if you think I should do that down below. And finally guys, this will be a video that you anime onlys can watch without getting a lick of any manga spoilers. These polls garnered a couple thousand votes, and 60% of those votes picked that Veto would defeat Ladros, which is something that I don't agree with because that was specified by Funimation themselves to be Spirit Ladros versus Veto. It even shows base Veto from the beginning, but now I'm going to cover the actual battle of a what if Spirit Ladros versus Veto battle would be like. But I also think it would be important for me to do a versus battle of just regular base Ladros versus Veto and see how that would go as well. So I'm going to go over how powerful Veto is and how powerful Ladros is, and then cover what the battle might be like. With that being said guys, please do leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy. Comment down below your thoughts and also subscribe and turn notifications to be notified every time I upload a Black Clover video. So first I will cover Veto, who is probably my favorite villain in the series so far. Veto is a member of the Third Eye, and has beast magic as well as some forbidden magic. He is stated to be even stronger than Licht himself, and in a battle against Captain Jack the Ripper, held his own against him, despite not even using his full power. And also, while not using his full power, Veto was stated by Ghost to be on a whole other level than Licht. Veto has many impressive feats in the series, including taking on an army of 50 magic knights at once, and defeating them all by himself, in just his base form. Also, this army of magic knights included several senior level members, which means there may have been even several vice captain level mages in this mix that Veto defeated with ease. Veto then took on the strongest mage of the Seabed Temple tribe and defeated him effortlessly. And even though the team up of two rivals and best friends, Magna Swing and Luck Voltia, it seemed as if it was working, it was revealed that Veto was still just messing around with them and was holding back. Even the extremely powerful unification magic of Luck's Lightning and Magna's Fire couldn't do anything, as it would be tanked by Veto. He would then take on Asta and Kyoto, defeat them, and then Noelle was seemingly the only one to have the power to stop Veto, as her Sea Dragon's Roar had the power to kill him, but instead it only took off his arm, but this activated his three-eyed forbidden magic. It came in, it healed his arm, changed the color of his fur, and amped the power of his mana even more. This is Veto's transformation, essentially, and it is his most powerful state in the anime. Veto would prove to be an obstacle for the Black Bulls to overcome, with their combined efforts, and mainly through Asta, Vanessa, and Fenril, combined with Veto's stupidity, they would defeat him. When Veto is defeated, he goes into a self-sacrifice state, whose mana is even greater than in his regular state. Veto has several stats that we can also go over. According to Yuki Tabata himself, Veto was the third most physically strong person in Black Clover, behind Asta at 2 and Yami at 1. He has a 5 out of 5 in physical strength, 5 out of 5 in magic amount, 4 out of 5 in magic control, a 4 out of 5 in magic sensing, a 3 out of 5 in cleverness, and a 5 out of 5 in brute force. One of the most important things about Veto's combat ability is that he can use Ki. This gives him a much higher reaction time than most other mages, and lets him sense more than just mana. Veto fights like a beast, which is more like a warrior. He doesn't fight like a mage where he stands back and launches spells. Primarily he just uses his reinforcement magic, combines it with his spells and physical strength, and then attacks, like his Bear Claws and Cheetah Charge. Veto in his base form should have at least relative speed to Licht, as he would be able to beat him in a fight, and if Veto is able to defeat Licht in a fight, he would need to have at least relative speed towards him. Although it is very possible for Veto to be faster than Licht, especially if he uses his Third Eye form, which would amp his mana, and when you increase your mana in Black Clover, it increases not only the power of your magic, but the speed of it as well. Now that we have covered Veto, it is time to cover the information of the Diamond Shining General, Ladros. Ladros is a general in the Diamond Kingdom, a general that according to Yami is pretty much the same thing as a captain from the Clover Kingdom. So we can take it as that Diamond Generals and Clover Captains are going to be similar in realms of power. Now before Ladros, we saw the work of the three Diamond Generals, Brox, Ragus, and Yogos, and their attack of the border town Chiton. Brox, Ragus, and Yogos showed that they were powerful mages in their own right, but essentially they were proved weaker than what we may have thought. Ragus was defeated by Yuno and Sylph. Brox was defeated by William Vengeance easily. And Yagos was defeated partially by Vice Captain Langris, and then Asta, Finral, and Charmy. But it is then stated by the leader of these generals that these three were the weakest and oldest and needed to be done with. So this means that Ladros and Mars, as generals, are more powerful than the three, Yagos, Ragus, and Brox. So you can't make the claim that Ladros is weak. He could be low tier captain level, but he's definitely captain level. One of the things that I do see a lot is people love to sleep on the power of Ladros. Now I'm talking about his own power. Ladros is insanely powerful in his own right before he even absorbs other people's power. Yuki Tabata ranked him as the 5th strongest person physically in Black Clover. We don't get his stats listed in the guidebook, unfortunately, so we can compare some of his stats though to Mars. We know that Ladros has more magic than Mars and is stronger than Mars physically. Mars had a 4 out of 5 in physical strength, and with Ladros being confirmed stronger than him, that means Ladros would also have at least a 4 out of 5 in strength, maybe a 5 out of 5. And like I said, Ladros, as stated by Fonzel, has had a greater magic amount than anyone else since he was a child. Now with him being older, having greater magic power, and also having the magic gems in his body, he likely would have greater magic than Mars as well. Mars has a 5 out of 5, which would put Ladros at least as a 5 out of 5 as well. Now, Ladros shows off his power. He was able to take on both Fonzel and Mars at the same time, and was beating them pretty easily. Remember, he's taking on Mars, who is also a general, and captain level, likely, and Fonzel, who is a commander in the Diamond Army. Of course, Ladros' main ability is that he can absorb magic. The stronger the magic, seemingly the longer it takes for him to absorb, depending on how it is affected onto him. But he will absorb it nonetheless. He has a few spells like Million Laser, where he spawns out a bunch of powerful lasers, and he has Magic Bullet, which is just like him shooting a gun with his fingers. Fonzel says that Ladros' reinforcement magic is very special and that he's really, really good at it. Most mages can use reinforcement magic. An advanced version of that is called Mana Skin. With Ladros being so good at basic reinforcement magic, we could make the claim that Ladros' basic reinforcement magic is just as powerful as other mages' Mana Skin. Now let's get into this hypothetical battle of base Ladros versus base Veto before we talk about Spirit Ladros. In this battle, Ladros, he absorbed the spirit from Fauna, became very powerful. That's the Spirit Ladros that I have dubbed him, and many other people have as well. We'll talk about them later. Let's just talk about if base Ladros and base Veto had met and they ended up fighting. In this battle, Veto has several advantages. He is physically stronger, and likely has higher magic power, and also is paired with Ki. Veto would likely have the overall speed and power advantage in the beginning. With his Bear Claws and Cheetah Charge Beast magic combined, he would blitz Ladros and would land several hits on him. But, even though the physical punches combined with magic would damage Ladros' body, his power would absorb the magic within his fists, making Ladros' magic a bit more powerful, while this causing Veto's magic to get a bit weaker as he would lose some mana. This would close the gap a tiny bit. I still think Veto would have the advantage, but since all of Veto's attacks would need to be physically reinforced to damage Ladros, and we haven't seen him with an attack that has the attack power to kill Ladros just outright, this means that Veto's attacks at close range would keep getting absorbed by Ladros. So each time Ladros is hit, he gets stronger and Veto gets weaker. And I think eventually, not even that long into the fight, Ladros' mana would surpass Veto's, and to a huge degree to where Ladros is now faster than Veto and can overcome his Ki and physical strength, and Ladros is now beating Veto. And with his Magic Bullet, or his Million Laser with this amped mana from Veto, he would defeat him. But of course, Veto would have his forbidden magic, he would transform into his white fur form, have his third eye, and he would be completely healed and fresh, with a brand new base of extremely powerful mana. And honestly, the same thing's probably going to happen again. He still has to reinforce his punches to attack Ladros, and Ladros is going to take that mana. So it's going to be again, even if Veto in his third eye form surpasses this amped Ladros, I think Ladros is still going to take magic from him over and over again until he becomes more powerful. And I think that he will defeat Veto. And then again, Veto is going to go into his self-sacrifice state and he's going to explode. Now what's either going to happen here is it's going to be a tie. Veto's self-sacrifice will kill Ledros, but if Ledros can absorb the power of the spirit, I think he's going to be able to absorb this self-sacrifice magic, so we're going to see Veto's body absolutely destroyed, then we'll see Ledros is on the ground, and then after a few minutes, he'll get up, and he's going to be completely powerful, way stronger than he's ever been, and he's going to go probably try and take over the Diamond Kingdom. So yeah guys, I think that even if base Ledros fought Veto, he would defeat him if not tie him. And one thing I do want to add, it's very important for this versus battle, in terms of scaling. People like to mainly sleep on base Ledros' power, mainly because of what he did against Asta. Asta was able to reflect all of his attacks and surprised him with a throw of the Demon Dweller Sword, which would stab Ledros. We also need to remember here though, that this Asta is far stronger than the Asta from the Seabed Temple arc that fought Veto. It was stated by Yami that in order for all the Black Bulls to survive the Eye of the Midnight Sun attack, they would only need to break their limits, which would seem to imply that Asta got stronger over the course of that arc. And Asta, despite not having use of his arms, he still physically trained with his legs, and did sit-ups. So yes, Asta trained despite no use of his arms, and would get stronger. Also, the Witch Queen's special healing blood magic made Asta even stronger than before, as stated by the Witch Queen and confirmed by Asta himself. It makes sense that blood magic would make Asta stronger, as blood is what fills muscles when you work out and makes them denser or bigger. So her blood magic making Asta stronger makes sense. Also, Asta is constantly getting better with Ki in this series. We don't know how much better and don't see a lot of his progression with it, but he's getting the hang of it more and more the more he uses it. All Asta is trying to do is improve himself. So this Asta is a completely different animal from the Asta that fought Veto in the Seabed Temple arc. This would make sense as the three, Asta, Finral, and Vanessa, had seemingly an easier time defeating Fauna than with Veto, despite her having the spirit. Now as for Spirit Ledros, which is actually what the Funimation poll was all about, but also I really don't need to go into depth of debunking the Funimation poll, if I've already pretty much explained why base Ledros would probably defeat Veto. And well, let's just get into this anyways. Spirit Ledros is one of the most powerful villains we've ever seen in the series. In fact, there's a chance he might have the most mana. Besides probably spoilers, I'm not going to tell you. When Ledros absorbs the Fire Spirit, he's directly stated to be stronger than Fauna. In fact, not just Fauna, the Fire Spirit itself. The same Fauna mixed with the Fire Spirit who used self-sacrifice magic, and yet, still, this Spirit Ledros was stronger than that. Let's wrap this up. Ledros was already a captain level in his power in his base form. He absorbed several magic attacks from Mars and Fonzel, as well as an attack from the Spirit, and got stronger. But then he absorbed the power of the Spirit on top of that. And as we know, if you increase your mana, it increases your magic attack potency, your stamina, and your speed. The magic bullet from Spirit Ledros was so fast that Asta couldn't even react to it. Faster than anything that Veto or Fauna had did. So this means that Spirit Ledros is probably far faster than Veto or Fauna. This pretty much puts Ledros at a higher level of speed than Veto, and for sure a higher level of magic power. Pretty much the same kind of fight would happen, except Ledros would be winning the entire time, only getting stronger and stronger until Veto sacrificed himself, then Ledros also absorbs the power of the self-sacrifice forbidden magic. At that point, Ledros with the spirit and the self-sacrifice forbidden magic would be unstoppable. But these are just my thoughts, guys. Base Ledros could probably tie or defeat Veto, and I think for sure Spirit Ledros could defeat Veto. But let me know your thoughts down below, let me know what you think. Please do leave a like, guys, comment, and subscribe. Join my Discord, link below, and follow my Twitter, link below as well. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. Plus...